एक बार लाइव हो जाए तो प्लीज बताइएगा। पोस्ट बन गया सर।
चलो स्टार्ट करो, 5-10 मिनट हो गया, लेट हो गया।
Yes, it's live. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's MIC-driven activity under Quarter 3 of IIC 7.0. We are excited to have you join us for this important session on building Yukti innovation repositories, productizing campus ideas, and boosting innovation funding. This important session will not only help you to understand our Yukti Innovation Repository, but it will also help you to understand our recently announced Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025 and the AICT Fellowship. I now invite Mr. Deepan Sahu, Assistant Innovation Director at the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, to share the briefly about the vision behind this Yukti Innovation Repository and how you can motivate your innovators to join this both initiative and get leverage from it. Deepan sir, over to you.
Thank you, Abhishek, and whole IIC team and all my IIC zonal in charges are taking this challenging task of making IIC institutions active and bringing this excellent opportunity for all of our IIC institutions, especially the faculty members, student members, and innovators, inventors, and entrepreneurs associated with our IIC institutions to leverage this opportunity up to its fullest capacity. Today, we have scheduled this MIC-driven session, mostly focusing upon the topic that is much relevant to all our IIC institutions, be it a technical or non-technical, be it a university or a standalone institute or a centrally funded institute or any kind of institutions, or even we can say that AICT approved institutions. So the IIC mandates that the IIC Institutions Innovation Council, as you all are part of it, I hope up to some extent you all are well versed with the process that IIC establishment in education institutions is the initiative of Ministry of Education and AICTE to promote innovation and startup culture in our education institutions, and mostly through the process of institutionalizing and developing mechanisms and the frameworks through which institute level enabling things like activities, programs, workshops, and competitions can held on continuous basis, providing an opportunity for our individuals, especially students and faculty members, to participate, engage, and develop innovative products as part of it, and then invention or the patent generation, and gradually it will move towards innovation and scaling up these innovations into a startup format. Also, technology transfer is also part of this whole mission. So since 2018, or just immediate after this Startup India and Stand Up India launched in our country since 2016, AICT and Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell are working together in a mission mode to take this agenda forward and enabling each and every educational institutions in our country as an epicenter of innovation and entrepreneurship. So we started this journey way back in 2018-19, and with the model called Institutions Innovation Council and National Innovation and Startup Policy Framework. Also, we started with the benchmarking of innovations through auto ranking of institutions on innovation achievement is the ranking framework, but later now it is part of NIRF innovation ranking. And so many initiatives then gradually added, like Smart India Hackathon, boot camps. Then recently we have brought into the picture of AICT Investors Network. So many initiatives. But today we will talk specifically about one of the initiative which started 2 years back. And within this 2 year, as an integral component of the IIC in all our education institutions, it has actually playing the role of revolutionizing the whole innovation and startup journey in our in academics. So let me share the brief presentation about it, and after that we will have a portal demonstration, and also we'll touch upon why institutions innovation councils should establish Yukti Innovation Repository in their institute, and how they will utilize this repository to not only channelize the resources, also providing handholding supports to our innovations, ideators, and startups, so that a sustainable production of innovation startups will happen from our academic institutions. Okay, somebody has to check that screen is visible or not.
Still not visible, sir.
Now
Now it's visible.
is visual?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today's session is a MIC driven activity. That means as part of IIC calendar, this is a kind of it's a advisable, or it is kind of a activity every institute must listen and also disseminate this information among the students, faculty members, and other IIC members to utilize this opportunity. And let's explain in a one line what we call this is a mission, because innovation cell of Ministry of Education and AICT, we are trying to build the culture of problem solving and entrepreneurial mind, and providing policy and conducive climate for all our education institutions, including higher education and the school, so that a multi-layer innovation ecosystem will evolve and they will interact and connect with multi-stakeholders, so that a collaborative way ecosystem will grow, and our academic institutions will lead this innovation ecosystem in our country and will drive the innovation agenda of nation. So an institutions innovation council is one of the key component, and now AICT made it mandatory for all our higher education institutions, especially those comes under the AICT umbrella structure, to establish an IIC. And now it should go beyond the establishment, that is a functional institution innovation council is now required, and it will we will also working on the component how we will handhold and handhold to the inactive institutional innovation councils, so they will get active, their performance will increase, and gradually a functional innovation council will be the requirement, ultimate requirement as part of the system, right? So the IIC in short, actually it's a national platform with a framework enable institutions to establish, streamline, and strengthen the campus ecosystem, campus innovation startup ecosystem, and also connect with ecosystem exist in other institutions. And for this, they conduct round the year guided activities like IIC calendar activities, self-driven activities, then MIC driven activities, celebration activities, and recently also AICT has supported in establishment of R&D cells, and now a new category of R&D cell activity also will be introduced with special weightages for the institutions those will involve those will engage in R&D cell activities. Further, to handle these institutions innovation councils, we have different funding systems like mentor-mentee schemes, we have impact lecture schemes where we provide financial assistance and also connect between institutions of higher performing and those are emerging institutions to help each other. Furthermore, in the institutions level, we this IIC enable or this IIC empower institutions, especially the faculty members and the student members, to undergo series of trainings of different levels of basic level, advanced level, upskilling, reskilling, and deployed as an innovation ambassador and engage in various volunteer activities like mentoring activities, innovation activities, then incubation, pre-incubation activities, IPR and technology transfer activities in the campus that actually enhance the performance and effectiveness of the activities they undertake. Another component what we are going to discuss in detail, that is called Yukti Innovation Repository. It was introduced 2 years back after realizing that our institutions are actually lacking a system of scouting, sourcing, then mentoring, then nurturing, then handholding our ideas or the individuals with ideas, innovations, and startups at the institutions level. So we are creating a first layer supporting system at the institutions level by engaging our innovation ambassadors and the mentors and ecosystem enablers nearby the institutes, and we prepare them to pitch in front of the pre-incubation, the incubation cell, and gradually taking their innovations to the next level and conversion into a startup. This is called the Yukti Innovation Repository, and Yukti Innovation Repository is kind of a repository where institute create repository, maintain that repository, and use that repository for scouting, sourcing, and referring or providing handholding supports. And all these what components what I mentioned, actually it is zero capital investment. That means the whole platform is developed by the Ministry of Education and it is free to use by the institutions, and we have a completely whole team of IIC zonal in charges and also innovation managers physically placed in different parts of the country, and also we have the whole other team members at the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. Those are continuously guide our institutions to undergo all the whole process of institutionalizing innovation startup culture in our institutions. And the main purpose of this Institutions Innovation Council is to give a guiding framework and also handholding supports to our education institutions and capacity building of especially the faculty members and student members equally, and then providing mentoring and funding supports to the innovations comes from the education institutions. And the beauty of this IIC component is IIC framework is it is accommodative, flexible, having the enough flexibility, and it ensures activities organized throughout the year and in a collaborative way. That means in a synchronized and collaborative way, and breaking the isolation is the main component of this IIC. And also it has a decentralized way of operation and division of works by allocating the works to different coordinators within the institute and bringing the ownership that this IIC belongs to the institute, this IIC belongs to the each and every members of the IIC, and everybody's contribution reflect in the output and outcome of the institution's innovation performance. And it also built upon the network model where each institute, within the institute, they collaborate, they partner with the other departments. Similarly, they also collaborate with other institutions of the IIC network, and there is a component called incentivizing the participation, especially non-financial and financial incentivizes their participation, allocating rewards, recognition, so that encourages this IIC network to grow and strengthen on each and every day. And especially the capacity building of faculty and student in members as innovation ambassadors and mentor-mentee, all these schemes are actually making the institutions to produce quality innovations from their academic setup. We have more than 15 such programs, so we call the sub-programs. Those are part of these institutions innovation councils, and that means once one institute will set up an IIC and will have a functional IIC, then they will enjoy all these benefits of participation in more than 15 programs, and many programs we introduce each and every year to make our education institutions better and much productive. So Yukti Innovation Repository is one of the initiative of the whole thing, as you can see. like we have connection with the schools, then we have like mentor mentee schemes, impact lecture schemes, innovation ambassador program. So similarly, the innovation repository is one of the component. So let's come to the how this all things happened. Actually, we have we started with zero in 2018, zero count, because it started with the scrap. It's just from the zero level, and gradually we have increased. Gradually we got 900 institutions, then 2000 institutions, then 4000 institutions, and in the last 5.5, like 6 years, the whole network of institutions has crossed 15,500 as of today. And it is happy to share with you all that all these 15,500 IICs exist in different higher education institutions. You can name centrally funded institutions, deemed universities, state government universities, standalone institutions, arts and science colleges, non-technical institutions, medical colleges, and also technical colleges. So everywhere you will find this IIC, and spread across all 28 states and 9 union territories. And so far, more than 1 lakh faculty members are part of the whole council, all these 15,500 IICs established, and more than 1.47 lakh student members are part of it. More than 16,000 external experts are part of it, and 53,000 faculty members already gone through the process of training of innovation ambassador of different levels. And last year, during 2024-25, more than 110,000 innovation and entrepreneurship activities were organized by around 4,000 plus in IICs in their campuses, and they have obtained 4-star ranking, 3-star ranking, 3.5-star ranking, 2-star ranking, 2.5-star ranking, and 1-star ranking. And also it is good to see that more than 2,100 institutions have actually built Yukti Innovation Repository in their campuses. They are scouting the ideas, innovations, and startups regularly. Now it has crossed more than 1.9 lakh submissions or the ideas deposited in the Yukti Innovation Repository, and in 2,138 institutions. So the Yukti Innovation Repository, now we have added another component called IP also. That means Yukti Innovation Repository is not only capture the ideas, innovations, and startups, also it will capture the intellectual properties, and that will help in 4 things. Actually, that will create a pipeline of quality innovations and startups from education institutions. Because innovation repository, Yukti Innovation Repository will be created at each institute level, and that will have the different features that will enable the institutions to scout, verify, and then put them into a category where that will be used by the different, or that will be accessed by the different stakeholders like ecosystem enablers, or institute can connect with the nearest incubation unit or their own incubation unit and investors community to provide them further handholding support. In addition to this, the funding and the investment in the pipeline, also Ministry of Education and AICTE conduct various innovation challenges through which we provide them funding support. And also we have enabled the feature for all our education institutions that they can also conduct challenges, innovation challenges and competitions by using this Yukti Innovation Repository system as part of the IIC. Then the investors community now much interested in this Yukti Innovation Repository, the scouted innovations and startups through this repository system, and now they are regularly assessing their requirements, and we connect the desired and eligible innovations and startups with the investors community, and our innovations and startups are getting the investment opportunities. Then the innovation ambassadors trained in our institute innovation councils, they engage in this innovation repository as a mentor, as an evaluator, as a verifier, and they also try the innovation as an innovator or as an entrepreneur. And so far, if you will see this graph, that southern region, SRO region, is actually leading in terms of number of ideas, innovation, startups, followed by south central region and southwest region and western region and northern region, northwest region also. So these are the distribution of scouted ideas, innovation, startups from different zones. And at present, more than 2,138 institutions have built the innovation repository, but we are actually looking for at least another 5,000 such institutions should come and join this IFTI innovation repository. And it is an integral part of the IIC, and they have to build a repository at the institute level. Repository of one institute will be not visible to the another institute. It is well protected and secure system, and the repository will be accessed by that institute. And when that institute wants to connect with other institute, only it will be connected. And those innovations and startups are actually crossed the verification level or the verification stage at institute level, and they receive recommended category. Then only that, after that, they will access to the whole, like they can access to the ecosystem, and or any kind of support system exists in the system that they can approach or that they can utilize. Like for example, the Ministry of Education has different challenges, or similarly other institutions also will come and flood different innovation challenge competitions. So all these things can be accessed by the other innovators and the startup founders or the entrepreneurs and ideators. So at present, out of 1.9 lakh or 1.9 lakh ideas, innovations, and startup as part of the repository, 99,000, approximately 1 lakh, are actually at the idea stage. And we call them idea stage because they are in the TRL, technology readiness level, of 1 to 3. That means it is just a proof of concept stage they are in. Around 63,000 entries or the 63,000 applications are part of the repository are actually in TRL 4 to TRL 9, but they are actually not into the startup stage, but they are into the only product and innovation stage. And another 9,910, that means around 10,000, are into the startup or business model stage. That means they have the product innovation, also they have the business as part of it, and around 50 to 60% of all these startups are actually DPIT registered and recognized. So this is the called a distribution of YUKTI, and YUKTI Innovation Repository actually helping the institutions to streamline their innovation startup ecosystem and enabling them to address the challenges and bottlenecks exist in the current system, so that a smooth process will be established for scouting, removing the duplicacies and the redundancy efforts, and then doing the necessary verification and quality checking, and identifying the serious applications required for mentorship, funding, incubation linkage, pre-incubation support, and gradually linking with the mentor and connecting with the mentor, then taking the process forward and conversion into different stages in the technology readiness level, then going to the funding stages, then going to the level of the investment stages. So this is called a value chain enhancement process, and at quality aspect of the ideas, innovations, and startups through this YUKTI Innovation Repository. That's why establishment of YUKTI Innovation Repository is very, very important for all of the IIC institutions, be it technical or non-technical, and asking and promoting and motivating all individuals, be it a student or a faculty or an entrepreneur or an inventor, or this even the staff of the institutions, those are part of the IIC having the membership, they should register in the YUKTI and should create an account, and after that they are ready to submit n number of ideas, n number of innovations, n number of startups to the repository, and that will be accessible to the respective institute only, and that institute's duty is to verify all these entries, and then providing necessary handholding supports to make them progress in the innovation value chain. Coming to next, actually, if you will see that how this distribution of ideas, innovation, startups are actually happening, if you will see that if you classify the institutions of affiliating university, open university, then college and institutions, those are government supported, college, those are the private or the self-funded, then deemed and state university of the government support, and deemed and state university of self-finance category, then institute of national importance and central universities. If and also we have category called polytechnic institutions of government and self-finance. You will see that the maximum participation is coming from college and institutions, those are self-finance category, followed by deemed and state university of self-finance and private category. That means the maximum participation is from our private institutions or self-finance institutions. And also there is a good number of participation you can see from government colleges and also the centrally funded institutions. Polytechnic institutions and open universities and affiliating universities are now they are just starting their foundation and expecting that these institutions or this category of institutions will also build a strong repository of ideas, innovation, startups, and they will also build the culture of innovation, incubation, the pre-incubation system in their campuses. So in 2024, IIT Delhi had conducted a survey and also developed an impact report of how this Yukti Innovation Repository and the IIC program and other programs at Ministry of Education Innovation Cell is actually build the culture and ecosystem of innovation, entrepreneurship, especially producing the startups and commercialization of all these startups. We found that around 200 plus IIC institutions took part in that survey, and we got a figure that in 2024, 7,347 startups are incubated by all our around 230 plus IIC institutions. And out of the 7,347 incubated startups, 3,151 startups are actually reached to the revenue generating stage within second year, within 2 years of the establishment in the institutions or in the incubation unit. And the total business valuation of all these startups has crossed 84,000 crores. That was a kind of a, you can say that first time in the country, our educational institutions took a very concrete and very strong foundational step that now academic institutions are generating startups, or they are helping in establishing startups, and these startups are now also having a good revenue generating capabilities. But this picture was not in anywhere in 2017 and 18, where this IIC the framework started. During that time, the subject of entrepreneurship, startup, innovation was complete and alien to the institutions, and faculties were far away from this, the whole support system to develop in the institutions. But now, innovation, startup, entrepreneurship, technology transfer, IP, intellectual property are now actually, it is in a kind of a much acceptable and kind of a familiar among the whole stakeholders, internal stakeholders. And also the institution's leadership is quite positive and proactive, because they have understood that having good performance in these categories of innovation, entrepreneurship, actually that helps in establishing well credibility in the society, and institutions have the very good reputation, and also that helps in getting more students into the admission, and also that reduces the placement pressure, because many are choose this offshoot track of career of building innovation, and also they are inspiring other students to get into this problem solving and creative way of engaging themselves while academic. And gradually, once they graduate from the institute, they are venturing into the innovation startups, or even though they are not into the startup, wherever they join, their productivity enhanced, and they are proving themselves as a very productive employee and entrepreneurial employee in the respective organization. So this is the benefit of Yukti Innovation Repository. This is the benefit of Institutional Innovation Council, a functional, I'm not saying just only having a registered IIC, I'm saying that those institutions are seriously having a functional IIC, and those institutions having a functional IIC with a functional Yukti Innovation Repository, these are the indicators, these are performance indicators, actually indicates the growth pattern, how they are going to set the trend in next 4 to 5 years. So it's my request, it's the kind of a prescribatory, or you can say suggestive measures for each and every IIC institutions. Please go ahead and make your IIC functional and establish the Innovation Repository, and everything is integral component of the IIC portal system, and that will help many individuals to access the fund and getting the mentorship and also access to the investment opportunities. So in addition to the having a system of IIC and Yukti Innovation Repository, we have connected that one with the funding support system we offer at AIC and MIC. We have started the first funding support system in 2019 as a national innovation challenge, and during that time we have only supported at the idea stage of technology readiness level of 1 to 3, but gradually we have learned from our practice, and then we have floated the second edition of the funding scheme called National Innovation Challenge 2020, where we only focused upon the proof of concept of TRL3 and TRL4. And within this 2019 edition, 2020 edition, you can see that more than 4,000 ideas and 9,949 proof of concepts scouted from the education institutions through this Yukti Innovation Repository system, and then after taking them through a multi-stage of mentoring, evaluation, and training on innovation, validation, idea validation, then business model validation, all kind of things, finally we have provided funding supports to 75 innovations with a funding support of 10 lakhs per innovation team. And the result is, out of the 75 innovations we have funded, around 58 innovations reached to the TRL 6 and 7. They started their journey in TRL 3 and 4, and they reached to the TRL 6 and 7 within 1 to 1.5 year period time, with incubation support from the incubation units, and they have started their startup, and total more than 60 patents generated from by these 75 innovations, and around 56 startups converted, and all startups are DPIIT recognized. So you can say that the impact of this funding support system built upon the IIT and Yukti Innovation Repository, how it is actually changing the whole scenario, and keeping it that in mind, so we started Yukti Innovation Challenge 2023, and this time we have received 3,000. We received the innovations of 36,000 of different TRL stage of 4 to 9 from our IIC institutions. But after going through the multiple stage of evaluation and mentoring things, finally 4,100 innovations nominations received from the institutions, and then and around 2,000 were completed the training, and they have demonstrated their innovations during various institutions innovation council regional meets conducted in 20 cities. And finally 135 innovations received funding support of 10 lakhs per innovation, and at present 213 startups have been developed, and this is the outcome of funding support system we have. But we are saying this is not the enough. This is the only contribution from the Ministry of Education side, that which is built upon the Innovation Repository and IIC. But also we have created the feature for the each and every IIC. They also can formulate various challenges using this Yukti Innovation Repository, and they can also conduct various competitions. Also, we have a plan for the ecosystem enablers. They will float various challenges which will be accessible to all our innovators and institutions to take part in these competitions. So this is all about the funding support system. Taking these things forward, we found that the Kapila program, the Kapila program for IP literacy and innovation, IP filing. So IIC institutions get benefited much, and also especially the inventors, those are part of the Yukti Innovation Repository. And in the last three years, the trend is actually phenomenon. There is an increase in 266% rise in the patent filing and 152% rise in the patent grants from all of our education institutions. So this indicates that when the multiple things comes together in a synchronized way, that is IIC, Yukti Innovation Challenge, then Kapila program, all these things result into a very focused and very streamlined manner in enhancing the intellectual property, patents, innovations, ideas, startups, and mostly the quality driven output. And to further to support all our IC institutions and Yukti participants, we conduct programs regularly. So recently we had this IP Utsav, and also in the month of January we had the Udyamotsav, where we have identified innovations from education institutions, then connected with the investors community. So we conduct this kind of events in every alternative quarter or alternative period, so that actually the quality innovations they find in a platform to pitch their innovations and secure investment opportunities. And more importantly, that we had set a trend that every year we organize regional meets, IIC regional meets. We started in 2022 with 15 IIC regional meets, and then we conducted 20 IIC regional meets in 2024. And already we have announced that 26 IIC regional meets will be held during the month of August in 2025 in 26 cities across the country. And during this IIC regional meets, in addition to the IIC institutions will be invited to demonstrate their IIC impact and achievements. Also, this Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025 and AICT Productization Fellowship, through these challenges, the nominations we will get from the institutions or the submissions from the innovations, after scrutiny and the verification, selected one, shortlisted one will be invited to demonstrate, to participate in the IIC regional meet, and they will demonstrate their innovations, and also they will go through the series of mentoring, teaching and guidance. And now after that they will move to the next level of finalists and to receive the funding support from MIC and AICT. So as you know that on 14th of May we had Innovation Cell and AICT announced two schemes. One is AICT Productization Fellowship, that is APF, and another is called Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025. So APF is the actually AICT scheme. It is controlled, it is managed by the SAG SAG Bureau of the AICT, and Yukti Innovation Challenge is the managed by the Ministry of Education Innovation Shell. But first time we integrated these two schemes to the IIC and the Yukti Innovation Repository system. So because the objective is very common, to provide financial assistance to the products or the innovations, so that's why the scouting mechanism is now common. So that means all IIC institutions and the institutions having Yukti Innovation Repository and submission in the Yukti Innovation Repository, which is verified by the institute, and those submissions received recommended status after verification, will be eligible to participate in APF and to Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025 as per the eligibility criteria. So the eligibility criteria for APF is be different. The eligibility criteria or the participation criteria for challenge is be different, but there is some common. I am going to tell about what is the common, and after that we will go through the demonstration pages. So this information will already been sent to our institutions. I will only touch upon the very selective points, because after this orientation program and the demonstration of the portal of Yukti Innovation Repository, and then all these challenges, from tomorrow, from the day after onwards, from the Thursday onwards, our zone wise we are going to conduct question and answer session and also short orientation session on these two schemes, on this APF and to Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025. Before that, you have to understand the core or the basic requirements, and you can ask your queries during this question and answer session, which will be held by using the WebEx. So we will share the link, we will share the timelines in advance for next 15 days, like for next 3 weeks. At least we will organize three question and answer orientation sessions or 3 question and answer sessions for each zone, and that means we have 8 zones, 8 into 3, so around 24 such question and answer session will be held for next 3 weeks. So that means you have the enough time, but you have to understand what is the minimum requirement, and also you have to disseminate these informations among all students and the faculty members. Those who have not yet registered in the Yukti, they have to register. Those who have already registered in the Yukti, they have to see that what kind of applications, ideas, innovations they have already submitted, and those who have not yet submitted, they have to submit quick as soon as possible. And after that, your institute also has to conduct the verification at the institute level by allocating each applications to the minimum three mentors. These mentors can be the innovation ambassador trained in your institute or nearby in institute, or any external mentor. Those are available to the institute. First you have to enroll them, assign assign each application to the minimum three mentors or innovation ambassador, and they will recommend by using their login itself. And then the kind of, if each application will receive an recommended category, then only that will be visible to the respective inventor or the individual, and they have to take the necessary action of submission for APF or nomination of the things by the institute to the Minister of Education. So this process I am going to tell in very briefly. Let me tell actually what is the objective of this thing. So AICTE Productization Fellowship is actually meant for students. That means APF is only for students, and for which kind of students? The students of undergraduate, postgraduate, even the doctorate, but must from AICTE approved institutions. But please note that this fellowship is not linked with your academic requirement. Academic requirement is different. This is different. This fellowship is a non-academic fellowship. So that means students are eligible of different of any level of the study, but must from AICTE approved institutions where IIC exists and Yukti Innovation Repository exists. That means even though you are an AICTE approved institutions, if you have no Yukti, no IIC, if you have no Yukti Innovation Repository, you are not eligible to, or your institution will not able to leverage this benefit. And for this AICTE Productization Fellowship, institute role is only to scout and verify, but institute can't nominate, because by using the IIC portal here, it is the direct submission by the students to the AICTE through Yukti Innovation Repository. So here the institute's nomination role is not there, but AICTE approved institution having an IIC, functional IIC, having the Yukti Innovation Repository through which they have to scout and they have to verify the innovations of TRL idea, proof of concept, and also that prototypes, and they have to keep it ready so that their students will able to participate. This is the basic. Second is called Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025. This is open for any kind of institute. So be it a technical institute, non-technical institute, centrally funded or AICTE approved, there is no bar. But for the AICTE Productization Fellowship, there is a limitation. That must be only for AICTE approved institution having IIC and Yukti. But YIC is for any kind of IIC institute, but Yukti Innovation Repository must be there, and innovators or the individuals, those who have registered, must have the ideas, innovation, startups. And for Yukti Innovation Challenge, the entry level criteria is TRL 4 and above. That is prototype, there must be a demonstrable prototype and above. But for AICTE Productization Fellowship, TRL 4 is desirable, but even if somebody is TRL 3 also can apply. 2 also can apply. 1 is actually should not apply, but that's why for APF, idea and POC and prototype, all 3 are eligible. All anything can be applied. But for YIC 2025, it is only TRL 4 and above. But it can be submitted by student. It may be a student. It can be student project, faculty project, or alumni project, or also can be a incubated entrepreneurs project. So there is no limitation of type and level, but for APF there is a limitation. This is the difference between these two, but the common is that the submission must be through the Yukti Innovation Repository, and all innovations, ideas must be submitted by the respective individuals. Institute can't submit their applications. Whereas for APF, it is the direct submission by the individuals to the fellowship. But whereas the YIC, once the student will submit their innovations and get verified and recommended, from the recommended category, institute has to nominate the best innovations to the Yukti Innovation Challenge. So these are the differences and the common features between these two schemes. And more information we will share through the email. We will with the detailed guideline. Please go through the guideline and criteria, and accordingly first make sure that institute IIC must have an Yukti Innovation Repository, and you share the link in the Yukti Innovation Repository to all of your individuals to get registered in the Yukti and submit their ideas and new innovations on time, and then verification of all the submissions, and then recommended ones will be eligible for either for submission by the individuals or nomination by the institute. This is a very clear-cut statement I can give at this moment. And eligibility criteria for APF fellowship already I have mentioned, that must be an AICTE approved institution, and all team member must be a full-time student in any one of the undergraduate, postgraduate, doctoral program, but must be having a studentship and full-time studentship. And if it is from different institution, then bona fide certificates from each is required. And recent graduates also can participate, but at least it must be within the 2 years of graduation. So those are having more than 2 years of graduation, they are not eligible. And if any candidate has gone through different grant challenges, it will be much advantageous for there is high chance of selection, but there is no guarantee. But because this selection will go through various process of evaluation, then only one innovative product development proposal per student team will be calculated. But at this moment, one team can submit multiple innovations, that is allowed. But finally, when it will be selected, only if, even though your 2 innovations will get shortlisted, only one will be counted. So that is the meaning of project support. And the initially it will be for a period, and around 37,000 rupees per month to each member will be provided as part of the product and fellowship. And the entry level is called proof of concept, and maximum 3 members per team is allowed, and in exceptional cases 4 members team may be considered. So idea stage will be not considered. So minimum TRL 3, 2 or I think 3 is the entry point. So TRL 3 and above is permitted. And in the first year, actually, around 500 such fellowships will be provided, and in next year, another 150 or 160 fellowships will be provided. And if required, those have received the fellowship in this year, based on the requirement, they will get extension to continue for another 1 year. And there is a contingency grant is also there, up to 50,000 rupees per year per team, as per the requirement. So in the first year, 500 teams, and in the next year, another 150 teams will be supported. And as this scheme is managed by the AICTE SAG Bureau, so for any kind of queries, you can directly call by using this number, or you can write to them by using this email, apf@aict-india.org. But all submissions, scouting, everything will be made through Yukti Innovation Repository only. And that means any institute, any AICTE approved institution having an IIC or functional IIC or having an active and functional Yukti Innovation Repository and have a repository of ideas, innovations submitted by innovators, individual, like especially student members, those are in the full time of this full-time graduate, undergraduate and doctoral study programs, and the submissions are getting verified by the respective IIC institutions. After that only each individual can submit the idea innovations to through this portal for the APF for AICTE Productization Fellowship. So this is the about the APF. Now comes to the Yukti Innovation Challenge. Actually, it is a 4th edition, and this is the improvised version of Yukti Innovation Challenge 2023. And here the entry point is TRL 4 and above, and any IIC institute can participate. And the submissions made by the innovators or the faculty, student, alumni, or the incubated entrepreneurs, institute has to verify, and they have to nominate the best innovations up to 10 numbers for participation in this Yukti Innovation Challenge. So here it is a nomination from the institution, but before nomination, institute has to make sure that all student, faculty or interested members of the IIC must submit their innovations, and that innovation must verified by the institute before they nominate the 10 best innovations. They can manage the innovations with the 10 counts. They can drop, they can delete, they can add, but before that they have to make sure that all individuals, those are interested to be part of this Yukti Innovation Challenge, they must submit their innovations, and institute must verify before they go for the nominations. So those will take part in this Yukti Innovation Challenge. They will receive mentoring support. It is a multi-stage mentoring support. They will receive training support. They will get hand-holding supports on achieving the problem solution fit, product market fit, and business model fit through participation in the various boot camps and the pitching rounds, and participation in the IIC regional meet and mentoring process, and online sessions will also be conducted. And finally, after multiple stage of the evaluation, the shortlisted one will be invited to the IIC regional meet for demonstration, and then they will put through the process of support system from AICTE and Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. Then incubation linkage will be provided as per their interest and the preference, and then connection with investors will be also provided, so that the funding system will be linked with the investment opportunities and the incubation linkage opportunities. So the provision of funding support is up to 10 lakh rupees per innovation. It is to the innovation. That innovation have the members like 2 members, 3 members, 4 members, 5 members. There is no bar in the team members count, but it is to the per innovation up to 10 lakh rupees they can access or they can obtain. And the timeline for Yukti Innovation Challenge is that now we are in the process of popularizing this concept and creating the awareness and sensitization about these challenges. It will continue till 15th June. Also, the submission nomination submission line will continue till 15th June only. So till 15th June, all IIC institutions, please make sure that you get maximum submissions to your Yukti Innovation Repository from your different innovators, inventors, faculty, student, and alumni and startups, and then verify by the time, and you nominate the best 10 innovations. Those innovations have not received any funding support before. Those innovations actually deserving but not yet supported from any other sources. So please keep these things in the mind, and the detailed guideline will be also provide to you all, and follow the guideline and nominate the best one. And we don't want the startups at this present, because our objective is that through this support system, innovations will convert into startup. So that is, so don't nominate the startups. Let the startups try their best in other sources, and from 16th June to 30th June, the first level verification and shortlisting of innovations will be conducted, so that the shortlisted one will be invited to participate in the regional meets, IIC regional meets, to be conducted between the month of August. And then before that also we'll conduct the capacity building workshops for the shortlisted innovations, so that innovation validation can be happen, so that they will present better during the IIC regional meet. Also they will be able to pitch in a better way to the investors community during the IIC regional meet. And after that we will organize the boot camp for the shortlisted one. Those will participate in the IIC regional meet, and then B plan submission will be made, and after that funding support and incubation linkage support will be provided to the eligible innovations. And this is all about the Yukti Innovation Challenge. And once they will secure the funding, then it will continue for one year period to work on their innovation, convert into refinement of the technology into the TRL 7 or 8, and then gradually patent filing. Then it will support in the mentoring, support in the accessing to the incubation linkage, then supporting in the participation in various competitions, and also so many other benefits will come in once they will be part of the Yukti Innovation Challenge program. And this is all about the Yukti Innovation Repository and importance of IIC, and also why each and every institute and every individual from the institute should register and idea innovations, and the various opportunities of APF and YIC already highlighted. Now for next 10 to 15 minutes we are going to demonstrate the Yukti Innovation Repository, because last year we found that many institutions have wrongly or mistakenly they've created only one account, and through the single account they've submitted the ideas, innovations from different inventors, which is not actually which is not permitted, which is not good practice. Because here the institute role is to promote you have to share the link of the repository and invite more individuals to register in the repository as an innovator. And after the registration one account will be created for that particular inventor or the innovator or the individual, and through that will active I think at this moment there is no timeline, it is throughout the life, and they have to use that repository, the link, and they have to submit ideas, innovations and startups, even patents, as many number as there is no limitation, but they must be the team lead of that innovation or what are the application they submit, and that will comes to the institute. Institute will see that what are the submissions are coming, and throughout the year this link is active. So throughout the year this repository will keep on building, and institute will also keep on doing the verifications, and the repository will get enriched every day, every week, every month, and that repository will act as a pipeline for the institute to connect with their own incubation and the pre-incubation unit, or nearby incubation, pre-incubation units, or connect with any other resource system or the resource ecosystem enablers to provide necessary handholding supports. So this is called pipeline building, and repository creation is actually the objective. And let's enjoy the portal demonstration going to be given by Ms. Selva Rani, who is the Innovation Officer at Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell. Over to Selva.
Thank you, Dipan, for the
Actually, Neeraj ji,
I hope my slides are visible.
yes.
Thank you, Dipan, for the brief about the AICT Productization Fellowship and
some
Yukti
background-
Innovation Challenge.
Selva, some background sound is coming. Just ask everybody to mute.
Yes.
Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the brief introduction and the explanation of IIC's role and AICT Productization Fellowship and Yukti Innovation Challenge. Now we'll step into the portal guidelines directly. So before that, I just wanted to reiterate what was given to you, what was presented to you. What is the difference between AICTE Productization Fellowship, that is APF, and Youth Innovation Challenge 2025. So the definition is like eligibility: student innovators from AICTE approved IIC institutions for APF. For Youth Innovation Challenge, students, faculty from technical, non-technical higher education institutions of all the IIC institutions. The submission method: for the APF, student will nominate directly from their login through Youth Innovation Repository. For the Youth Innovation Challenge, IIC Institute will nominate through IIC Institute login portal. I repeat again, the submission method for APF is student innovators will apply from their Youth Innovation login itself. And for the Youth Innovation Challenge, IIC Institute will nominate from their IIC Institute login. In the type of institutions, only the AICTE approved IIC institutions can participate in this productization fellowship. But Youth Innovation Challenge, all IIC institutions can participate. The common criteria for both the scheme is Youth Innovation Repository under an IIC institutions. So all the innovation must be submitted by the innovator in the Youth Innovation Repository. The other common criteria, whatever the submissions in the Youth Innovation Repository should be verified by their institutions, and it should have recommended status. So now, what is ICTI Innovation Repository? Already Dipansa has given the brief about ICTI Innovation Repository. I'll take just a minute. So every institute should have the ICTI Innovation Repository to have the visibility in the national level and to have their innovation management, because in the ICTI Innovation Repository, this is a centralized tracking of innovation progress. It is categorized with different TRL, MRL and IRL, and also it is categorized idea, process, service kind of thing. And also here in the ICTI Innovation Repository, we give the funding and collaboration feature also. And this is moreover the simplified participation in multiple challenges. That is the best example now. The ICTI Innovation Repository is we have announced both programs, that is APF and ICTI Innovation Challenge. So the multiple challenges and fellowship will be announced through ICTI Innovation Repository. So to create the culture of innovation, we request all the IIC institutions to motivate your students, faculties and startups to be active in the ICTI Innovation Repository to have the funding and collaboration in upcoming challenges and the ongoing challenges. So now we'll straight away look into the ICTI Innovation Challenge. So as we explain again and again, the ICTI Innovation Challenge, the nomination will be from the institutions. The first point what we have to do, the institution's responsibility to have the active repository requirement. So how the institute can reach out to the students in the IIC Institute under this IPR Innovation Repository. The institute can able to see the direct link here. So this link can be shared with your students, faculty members, and the incubators to use register directly under your institute and submit the idea, POC, or innovation prototype or business model and startup. So the first and foremost step is have the active repository requirement. So to get the link can be found in the IIC Institute login itself. So please use this direct link to ask your students and faculty members to register directly.
Yes, Selva, I just want to add few things.
Yes.
One line just. So this link belongs to your institute only. That means it is custom. This link is customized for the Yukti repository of that particular institute. So that means once you will share that link, once somebody will click, it will by mentioning the institute name, and there is no need of doing much things. Only they have to start entering the things. But if somebody wants to do by directly accessing the Yukti portal or Yukti web page, then they have to select the institute name. That is, Selva is going to demonstrate how it is going to happen.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So the second important step is once the repository is created, it's institute duty to scout and verify the submission of their innovators. So here institute can see in the innovation repository itself, they can add the verifiers. This can be the verifier. The verifier can be of your internal innovation ambassadors, are the external innovation ambassadors. External innovation ambassadors means the innovation ambassadors of the peer IIC institutions. So you can make use of the peer IIC institutions innovation ambassadors also to verify your innovations, as well as you can have external verifier. Other than any IIC members also can verify the innovation submitted by your institute. So for once the repository is created, the second most important step is you need to verify by assigning 3 verifiers. I have given the step here how to assign the verifier. So you can just go to the repository and then click here assign, and you will get the whatever the verifiers you have added in your IIC portal, and select the verifiers. The email will be sent to the verifier by saying this innovation is assigned to you for the verification. So it's institute duty to check the verifiers are completed their job and then check whether it is recommended or it is not recommended. If it is not recommended, institute we are expecting to give your mentorship, and they can upgrade in their idea based on their suggestion. So once the verification is completed, you can see this the dashboard of the Yukti. So total individual registered 24, and total innovation submitted is 45, and recommended is only 14. So why I am giving this recommended precisely here? For the APF and for the Yukti Innovation Challenge, for both programs, the recommended innovations only can be nominated or submitted for further steps. So it is very much important if the innovator submitted in their Yukti portal, all the submission is visible in the IIC portal. The second step, as I said, they have to assign the verifier, and then it is important for the IIC Institute to ensure that assigned verifier is completing their verification. If the verification status is pending, so you won't be able to nominate this innovation for any of the scheme. So please ensure your verifier is doing their job on time, so that you can nominate the innovations on time to both the schemes. Now we are considering the repository is created, you have assigned the verifier, and the verification is done. So now the fourth most step is like how to nominate to the Yukti Innovation Challenge. So here you can click in the IPR Innovation repository, you can click Manage Challenges. The step 1, click on the Manage Challenge, and you will able to see the list of challenges available here. The second step is click on the Yukti Innovation Challenge 2025 and click on Nominate Challenge. So here, when you click on the Nominate Challenge, you can see the list of innovations verified, that is recommended, will be displayed here. So you can select multiple innovations and click on Submit button to nominate to the Yukti Innovation Challenge. So the Yukti Innovation Challenge is as simple as the first step, create the repository. Second step, scout. Third step, just verify the status, whether it is recommended or not recommended. The recommended ideas can be nominated. For the final nomination, click on this Manage Challenge. Click on to the Nominate Challenge. The recommended innovations are displayed in the drop-down. Multi-select is available, so you can select multiple innovations at a time and you can nominate. And what is the points to ponder here? Please exclusively just nominate the prototypes which are recently developed, and please do not nominate the prototypes or the innovations which are already received funding support from MIC. We are making the condition in the portal itself, so you won't be able to nominate. But still, please do not nominate any innovation that has already received the financial support from MIC or from MIC through Yukti Innovation Challenge. The second important point is please nominate the innovation developed within the last 2 academic years. And whatever the innovations you have submitted, ask your innovators to update all the details. Then you nominate for the better evaluation. The nomination deadline is June 15th. So please do not wait for the last date to nominate it, because the submission followed by the verification is there. So multiple steps are involved for the nominations. So we urge all the IIC institutions to reach out to the innovators, as the innovators to first go through their innovations and update the files like prototype images and the video URL, whatever the things we have asked, those details should be updated by the innovators. Then you do the verification, and the next step is you do the nomination. So that's all about the ICTI Innovation Challenge. And the next is AICT Productization Fellowship. So here in APF, the innovators need to nominate. So the innovators, if they have not registered, either the IAC institutions can share the direct link for the innovators to register, or the innovators can directly come to the ipti.mic.gov.in registration page. They can select their institute and they can do the registration process. The first, they have to register in the ICTI Innovation Repository. And second, they need to submit their prototype, idea, or business model in the repository. Once they log in, you will be able to see the repository menu here. Click on this repository and click on this innovation and prototype and click on the third step is add innovation. So when you add the innovation, it will ask you this innovation or prototype and this form will be open. So for the innovators, because we know this is around more than 15 fields are there. For your convenience, we have made available this all the forms in the PDF format in the ICTI website. So you can first, before you go for the submission, so you can download this PDF, you can type or you can enter all the data in this one, then you can go for the submission here. And please ensure all your files are updated and check you can check the files in the view file in the concerned field and check your files are updated or not before you go for the nomination. So this PDF for the idea application, innovation, startups and everything we have given in the ICTI website itself. So you can download this format and keep ready your innovation data in this format and go to this ICTI Innovation Repository, log in and submit your innovation. So what is the third step? The third step, innovator need to follow it with your institute for the verification and scouting. As we have explained in the ICTI Innovation Challenge also. Here also, once the submission is done by the innovator, this innovation should be scouted or verified by the IAC Institute. So we have given the institute contact detail also in the ICTI portal. So innovator can refer to that contact details. They can reach out to your IAC Institute using the contact details and ask your IAC in charge to assign the verifier and scout the submissions, whatever you have done. So in case if they have done this if they have done the verification, you can able to see in your list of submissions in the innovation prototype page, you can able to see the submissions. Once you submitted, here the first stage of evaluation status will be pending. Once the scouting or verification is done, if the verifier has recommended your innovation, then it shows recommended. So if it is recommended, then you can, what is the next step? You have to apply for the APF. So when you apply for the APF, as we said earlier, this APF is only for the AICTE approved institutions. So in the header itself, you can see your AICTE PID means the permanent ID. So if the AICTE PID is blank, either your institute PID is not updated in our portal or your institute is not approved by AICTE, then in this case, you are not eligible to apply for APF. But if your institute is approved by PID, please come back to us and then share your PID. We can verify and then we can add it. Then you can apply. So for the to apply for APF or any challenges, click on this fellowship and challenges, the first step, and then click on this ongoing. Click here, apply. For the view button, you can see the more details about this challenge, who are the coordinator, what are the expected timeline, everything is given about this challenge, and click on this apply button.
Yeah,
Once you click the
Selva,
apply button,
Selva,
yeah. Yes,
I think here something like that. If any student they found in their portal, in their login account of the ICTI account, there is no PID, and if they think that their institute belongs to the is a AICTE approved institution, in that case they have to approach to their institute first, not to us. They have to approach to their institute first, and once the institute will approach to us, and then automatically the problem will be solved. Rather than students
Rather than-
approach to
right.
us, they have to
Yeah.
approach to the institute first.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you, Deepan, for correcting. So if your AICTE ID is not visible here, you can approach to your institute. Better for they will know whether your institute is approved by AICTE or not. You ask your institute to approach us, the concerned zonal in charge. Then we will able to help you out. Thank you, Dipal, for correcting. So the step is click on this fellowship and challenge and click on this ongoing challenge and you can click here. Even the ICTI Innovation Challenge also listed here, but when the student click here, the alert message will come. This for this challenge, the institute will do the nomination. Kind of alert box will come, but this is if you want. Why we have given in this one, so you can approach your institute and request your IIC coordinator to nominate your innovation also. So that's the reason we have given listed all the ongoing challenges in this page. For this AICTE fellowship, AICTE productization fellowship, you need to click the apply button. Once you click the apply button, the list of recommended innovations will be displayed in the page. So you can able to just click the button, apply button to apply for the APF. So only 3 innovations can be applied by per team lead. One team can apply 3 innovations, but finally only 1 innovation will get selected for the fellowship. So for the application, you can submit up to 3, but final selection will be 1 per team. And one more catch here, if you are not recently, if you have not updated your innovation, we have given the condition check here also. When you apply, so it will give you, sorry, the documents are correct. Finally check your idea and update the files. Means you need to update the files before you go for the submission, though your submission is recommended. I repeat, though your submission is recommended, if you receive this message, it means you need to update or upload your documents for the particular innovations, then come here and then give and then click on the apply button to apply for the fellowship scheme. So that's what we wanted to say again and again. Preferably innovations developed within last 2 academic years, please apply. And also before nomination, ensure all the relevant files are uploaded and updated according to the current status of your innovation. So just wanted to reiterate the same thing. What is APF and what is IPTI? In the APF, students can nominate through IPTI Innovation Repository itself. And for IIC, institute will nominate up to 10 innovations per IIC institute. Here, 1 team lead can nominate 3. But for the common thing is all the submissions should be submitted in the IPTI Innovation Repository and all the submissions should be verified by the IIC institute. And having the status recommended only can be go for the next step for the both initiatives. So we have given the detailed guideline and the scheme document in the IPTI Innovation repository page, that is ipti.mic.gov.in. So you can see the AICTE productization fellowship details as well as the IPTI Innovation Challenge details, and also the zonal in charges detail for the IIC institutions are also given. Before the innovators approach the zonal in charge, innovators need to approach your own IIC institute in charges. The in charge detail also given in the IPTI portal. So thank you. This is about the portal guidance.
Okay. So what is going to happen next? So after today's session, from Thursday onwards, or even from tomorrow or today, we are going to share some very important information of scheduling our question and answer sessions. And respective zonal in charge and the innovation manager will conduct this session, and also will provide you all the guideline or the guide document for APF and YIC over email. And please start preparing the IPTI Innovation Repository and also scouting innovations, ideas from individuals, from student and faculty and other individuals, and keep your questions ready, because this question and answer session we will spend 80% time in addressing your queries, and it will be through the WebEx, so that one-to-one interaction will happen. And we will talk about 5 to 10 minutes about the both schemes, that is APF and AIC eligibility criteria, and then directly we will start the question and answer session. So please start preparing to participate in all these schemes, and hope that this year we will get good number of quality innovations and applications from all our IIC institutions, and we will play our role of making this innovation ecosystem developed and established in our IAC institutions to grow to the 5-fold in next 1 year. And maybe time will be there so that we all will proud of all these initiatives, and especially contribution of all our IAC institutions, making this national innovation ecosystem dynamic and vibrant. Thank you all for watching us and participation, and especially thanks to all our IAC institutions. Please spread this information among students and faculty members, and we will come up with a new set of information with links, and it will be circulated soon to all our institutions by end of the day or by tomorrow. Over to Abhishek.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Dipan sir, Selva madam, for briefing not only about the whole initiative, but also helping us to understand that how you can initiate the whole nomination process, and how as an institute who is like new to this entire system, they can they are having their own innovation repository, and that can be used for nominating your innovators for upcoming challenges. With this, like sir said, in like upcoming days, we are going to conduct some orientation session. It's more like a Q&A session, to be honest, and that session will help you to that session will answer your queries. Additionally, you can also reach out to us. You all are having your respective journal in charge email IDs and contact number. You can also reach out to us. But as like sir said, timeline is very fixed. I'm requesting you all to kindly nominate 10 best innovations from your institute for the Youth Innovation Challenge, and also encourage your innovators to apply for this fellowship program.
Abhishek, I have another important thing. To tell all the IAC institutions.
Yes, sir.
So we have this zone-wise WhatsApp groups for IAC conveners and IAC presidents. So
Yes.
what we are observing that when we are trying to add our conveners and the presidents, they are exiting from the group and they are asking to somebody to join. Actually, this practice should be avoided, and we will keep on adding as per our database. We are not adding as our own. As per the database, you update in the IAC login account of your institute. Then we pull that information from there, who is the convener, who is the president, and accordingly we put them into the respective WhatsApp group. And sometimes few of them, they put this addition is also kind of a things, and which actually penalize us, because many of my journal interest, they get penalized because WhatsApp, they hold their account for few days. So actually, which is not good practice also. So we are trying our best at the cost of our personal sacrificing our personal benefits. So please join the WhatsApp group by directly using the QR code placed in your IAC account or the link, and keep yourself updated so that whenever you will share the information, you will get the first-hand information. Also, you can use this WhatsApp group sharing the achievements or the impacts or kind of upcoming challenges or opportunities you are coming in your IAC institute, or any kind of achievements in innovation entrepreneurship. But don't use this platform for other main purpose. It's only exclusive for innovation entrepreneurship and the related matters, related themes. So please join the IAC Journal Interest group. Only presidents are allowed to join the president group, and conveners are allowed in the respective convener group, and use that group as a very disciplined way, systematic way for information seeking and information sharing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's like very valuable information. Requesting all to kindly follow the decorum, and especially make sure that both president and convener are becoming a part of WhatsApp group, like sir said, and it should not overlap, like convener is not joining president group and president is not joining convener group. Trust me, we are sharing almost similar information in both groups. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today, and soon we will meet through our Q&A session. Reach out to us for any sort of queries via email and through our numbers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaste.